And welcome back. It's still Tuesday, October 4th, 2022, 8:38 a.m. And I made a pretty healthy dent on crushing down the recycling. Completely did the 2 boxes that I brought from home, as well as I've got a large bag of stuff that still needs to be crushed inside the storage unit. I made substantial progress on one bag. I actually got 2 bags like that, but on one bag I made substantial progress on it. Did not finish a box of cans, but I certainly added more cans to the box that I got going, and did 2 complete boxes of plastic. So it's progress. Oh, and of course got all the recycling out of the car. It was kind of an embarrassing moment for me on Monday morning when I took Ronnie out for breakfast and then gave her a ride home. My entire front seat was just full, like the floor on the passenger side, in front of the front seat, was nearly full of recycling, just cans and bottles, cans of plastic that I picked up in my journeys along the side of the road, wherever, and sometimes just drinks I consume. I just throw the empty down there because I know I'm going to recycle it, and that was kind of awkward and embarrassing, and I was just like, yeah, I recycle, and then she was like, oh, there's a place you can dump it right there. I'm like, no, I mean, I recycle and try to get money out of it. And she's like, oh. And yeah, it's such a feeble amount of money. It's not really worth the effort anymore, but I don't know. I just still completely feel compelled to do it, and I would feel like I was somehow fucking up if I stopped doing it. I can't fully explain that, but it is kind of a therapeutic thing for me to come out and crush the recycling when I'm able to come out here and do it. Even though it's not so hot out, and I did leave before I was in crushing in direct sunlight. It's 77 degrees now. It's a little more humid than usual at the moment. I mean, it's not like sticky, muggy humid, but it's not the usual like arid dry that it normally is here in Phoenix. But just the physical activity of doing the crushing, I'm pretty nasty and sweaty. I was thinking about going downtown directly after leaving here. I'm still thinking about going downtown, to be completely honest. I don't like to go downtown and handle stuff when I'm gross and sweaty, but I don't like to waste gas going back and forth either. And granted, I'm certainly closer to home than I am downtown, but at the moment I am 2 miles, 3-ish miles closer to downtown than I am to home. So I should try to save that gas and that time and distance, and actually go downtown from here. In fact, I'm heading away from downtown at the moment, but hey, would it be a complete daytime journey for me in this part of town if I didn't get a little footage of the live bum action going on at Circle K at 44th Street in Van Buren? Nah, that would be an incomplete day for me. So let's see what we got going on at the bus stop. Oddly vacant at that bus stop. I guess either Circle K or the police have been proactive about that. Nice Camaro on the left there. Custom license plate says Chubb, whatever that means. I got my rolled coins with me, so I can cash those in today. And I can't believe this is the only document I could find, but it's so crumpled up. But that's in the lawsuit against the city of Phoenix regarding their mismanagement and neglect of the zone by business owners and property owners there. That's the notice of first extension of time that was filed by the city of Phoenix. And I really needed that because I want to head down to clerk court today and get Phoenix's response, and hopefully it ends up being less expensive to just print that than it is to have it done digitally. God knows how many pages long Phoenix's response is. I expect it to be a bunch of really generic. I expect it to honestly be a short document with a bunch of really generic denials, but who knows? Who knows? Anyway, want to head down there after I get my sip and save drink from the Circle K here, which is giving me surprisingly disappointment thumb footage. What a nice, but there's a bitchin' Camaro. There's some trash over here as well. Actually, that's not trash. That's busted up cinder blocks being used to keep the dumpster gate open. What we got going over here? Somebody left their clothing behind on the wall. It's so wild not to see anybody loitering here. It's a bus stop that I've been filming quite a bit lately, and as you can see, the city of Phoenix has removed the bench. You can see the bolts down there where they cut them to remove the bench, thinking that that would discourage people from sitting here, but all it really does is inconvenience those that are waiting to try to take the bus points further east. But yeah, normally a whole lot of people just squatting right in the dirt behind here, and there's small amounts of trash left behind here, but it's honestly a lot cleaner than normal. Ooh, pretty nasty behind the fence there, though. Kind of nasty over here, too. That looks like a Circle K worker behind there. Somebody wandering around. With suitcase. You know, it's just that it never fails to amaze me, the whole juxtaposition of you know, there we got some vagrants like at a car window, probably begging for money, begging for help right there, and yet directly across the parking lot we have fairly new luxury apartments. Heaven forbid people build apartment, you know, developers build apartments that normal people can afford to live in and afford to move into. No, we've just got pack and stack luxury apartments over there and a kind of expensive hotel over there. And Panera Bread. I don't think I've ever ate at Panera Bread. But hey, we got the 2 for $5 or the 2 for $6 breakfast at Burger King. That's a little more my budget. Burger King with a double drive-thru, apparently putting that debris in the way of one of them is their way of closing the one on the left and only using the one on the right. Creative. You got some guy over here unloading a truck with an electric pallet jack. Never operated one of those. I always use the manual ones. Interesting, I would run into somebody using an electric pallet jack today, because I overheard a conversation yesterday at Amazon. I was going to say what happened at Amazon last night. Last night was a very unusual night at Amazon. I ended up leaving in less than 2 hours, and I will get to that later. I just keep hoping to run into the girl who got kicked out of this area that was wearing the pink hot shorts, but haven't seen her again since. I'm disappointed. I kind of want to be her Captain Save-A-Hope, not gonna lie. Anyway, no, I overheard a conversation going on with the why are you sitting out here?
Why are you recording out here?
I asked you second. Why are you sitting out here? Answer my question, I'll answer yours.
I do not want to be recorded.
Well, I mean, you're in a public place, and you're also being recorded by a camera right there, and a camera right there. I'm not harassing you. You asked me a question,
Stop harassing me.
and I asked you a question, so I'm waiting for you to answer my question.
That's all I'm asking.
How am I harassing you? How am I harassing you?
Stop harassing me.
Please explain how I'm harassing you.
Stop harassing me. I'm not bothering you. Please leave me alone.
I mean, you're loitering in front of the Circle K.
Please leave me alone.
What are you waiting here for, sir?
Stop harassing me.
I'm not harassing you. I'm asking you a question. What are you waiting here for?
Stop harassing me.
I'm not harassing you. I'm just sitting here on the wall, just like you. I guess this is a wall that people like to sit on, right? That's what we do here in front of the Circle K. We sit on the wall. I mean, if you can sit here, I can sit here, right? By the way, really fucking cool shirt. Never seen a Cheech and Chong shirt like that. That's freaking cool. Oh man, check it out. Looks like in that storm, or maybe a recent previous storm, that palm tree lost its top. So yeah, I was going to explain what happened in Amazon. This is as good of a time as any. Yeah, all those windstorms yesterday knocked the power out. Apparently there was a lot of power outages, particularly in the warehouse district, over in that part of town. Coming into work, there was all the traffic lights are coming in the direction that I came in, but I heard from a lot of my coworkers that the traffic lights at 83rd Avenue and I-10, as well as the one at 83rd Avenue and Roosevelt, were disabled, and that there were police directing traffic at 83rd and Roosevelt, trying to handle the traffic going in and out of GYR3. But yeah, anyway, very dark going down Roosevelt when the traffic light was working at 75th and Roosevelt, but very, very dark. There were a couple of trees down in the road, and there were lights on at the PetSmart warehouse, but PHX7, which is the warehouse, the Amazon warehouse that's directly opposite 79th Avenue from us, completely dark. Like, it was hard to even see there was a building there dark. So not sure how they were handling it. As you saw at the end of that video, my video when I rolled in, the parking lot and the outside of the Amazon building that I work at, GYR3, very dark, and the sign was out. But you can see lights coming, plenty of lights coming through the windows. So gone in a little earlier than normal, planning on going to the break room, getting some sodas and food and stuff, but they had it like right as I went in, there were the security was like, hey, find somebody with a red vest and they'll tell you what to do. I'm like, oh, this is going to be an interesting night. And I noticed it wasn't as lit as normal in there. Like, it wasn't dark, but it wasn't the brightly lit warehouse that I'm accustomed to. So, anyway, the actually the first red vest I saw was Sean, which is always nicer to talk to somebody I know. He said that the power is out, and then we were all congregating in the designated storm areas. Like there's a heavy storm. There's certain gathering areas, just in case. I don't know, just in case we get hit by a tornado or hurricane, which I don't really see happening in Phoenix. Although a tornado did touch down in Williams yesterday, so it is possible. Anyway, we went to gathered in one. I thought we were going to gather in the one where we had that drill a few weeks back, but ended up gathering in another one I didn't even know existed. And for quite a while, we just kind of sat there, and they said that the time clocks were not working, but that just to manually adjust our time clocks in our A to Z apps, which I haven't done yet, but I already got a message telling me, hey, do this adjustment. So I just need to open it and do it. From there, we ended up sitting there for quite a while, and they said, they thought maybe we'd be working again at 8:30, but that we didn't know really when the power would be restored, that we were using some kind of a backup battery generator system, something just to have minimal lights, but apparently in
most of the warehouse there wasn't lighting. It was fairly bright where we were all congregated. Saw Ronnie on the way in. Didn't see her at all after I got inside or the rest of the night. And as I said, she didn't text me back, so I don't know what to think about that. But yeah, she. Anyway, went to. Anyway, stayed there quite a while. At one point, they moved everybody, and there were, I guess, 3 different areas where people were congregating. Designated tornado, severe weather, drill areas, whatever the hell they're called. At one point, they're like, we're all good to go in the break room. The break room had about 50% of its lighting on. And at that point, everybody that was, working there Monday night, have a good day. I had some big old eyelashes. That's an odd thing for a dude to be carrying around. Anyway, well, I think I might have found a solution to the homeless loitering at Circle K problem. I might have found the solution. I had to sit next to them and do my vlog and annoy them out the area. Good times. Anyway, yeah, we all went into the break room. Now, I was just about dozing off, sitting on the floor, before they moved us to the break room. And then after they moved us to the break room, I will give that guy props. He didn't leave any garbage here, so that's nice. Appreciate that. After we went to the break room, I hope I made my point that I have just as much right to loiter here and do what I want to do as he does. And if he doesn't like it, he can leave, and I'm glad he did. That guy's still loitering in front of the Burger King. He was here when I walked by. I didn't really focus on him when I went by, but it does look kind of sus. He's still just kind of standing there. Anyway, I was like totally dozing off. Eventually they brought us all into the break room, and I sat in the break room for a while, and I just realized I was really, really tired. Now, I didn't get a lot of sleep during the day yesterday for a couple of reasons. I mean, the big thing that kind of threw my schedule off, and I was very happy about this, was that I had breakfast with Ryan, and then I took her home, which was pretty much where I thought she, kind of in the area where I thought she had told me she lived. She's in some luxury apartments off 67th Avenue, north of the Loop 101, in the area where it's called Beardsley Road. And it was kind of funny. She's like, "Is it called Beardsley, or is it called Beardsley or Beverly?" Now, I don't know how the hell you get Beverly out of Beardsley. I can't explain that. And I'd heard her say Beardsley, and I'd also heard her say Beverly, so I was kind of confused, because there is actually a Beverly Road near Bell. I know there's a Beverly Road in the Phoenix area. If memory serves, it's near Bell Road, but it's been a long time since I've been on Beverly Road or picked up a passenger or had any business on Beverly Road. But I know that's a thing. And
Stop filming people. I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, bro, if you film me some more, bro, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Really? I'm going to my car to get my gun, motherfucker. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I got a right to record in public. See the cameras there at the Circle K? They're recording you. Your right to privacy. You have, okay. What did you call me? Did you just use the N-word against me?
Nigga, I didn't call you a nigga.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that. You have no right to privacy in a public place.
Smart.
We're in a public place and you have no right.
Get smart.
You have no right to privacy in a public
smart.
place.
Pussy. Why you want to keep recording people?
Because you're acting like a freak and I want to document it.
Acting like a freak.
Yeah, you don't seem to understand that I have a right to record.
I'm a freak pussy. I'm a freak pussy.
You know where I could get some freak pussy? I love freak pussy.
I'm a freak pussy. What's up?
No, I said you're choosing to act like a freak. There's a difference between being a freak and acting like a freak.
Boy, it shows on your phone. I asked you to stop.
I don't have to. I asked you to leave and you didn't.
It's whatever.
I'd like you to leave. I've asked you to leave and you haven't.
I don't call police.
Just because you ask me doesn't mean I have to oblige. I don't have to oblige what you ask.
I see you on the fly, buddy.
Okay.
Yep, small world.
It is a small world.
You might want to relocate.
You think?
Relocate.
Why you say that? Maybe you should relocate. I'm OG Phoenix, man. I've been here over 50 years. These streets have eyes. These streets have ears. I am the pulse of this city. I've been here longer than you, brother. I know way more people than you know, brother. I have a lot of pull here. I am Phoenix. You better be for getting on and getting on. And understand, just because you ask me not to record doesn't mean I have to oblige to that. I have a right to record. Why don't you ask Circle K to not record you on those cameras out front? They're recording you right now. Burger King got cameras on you too, fool. Trying to tell my story. Freaking, I can tell you're not from here. I can tell you ain't from here. Because you don't act right. That ain't how you act here in Arizona. People in Arizona record. People in Arizona are always usually packing. You're lucky I haven't taken you out. Understand that. And people in Arizona don't like people loitering on the sidewalk. Loitering on the sidewalk where you ain't supposed to be. People in Arizona don't like that. Take that back where you came from. Damn. I figured I'd get some interesting footage here. It's more interesting than it's been in a while. So anyway, as I was saying, yeah, my schedule kind of thrown off by the breakfast with her and the drive to drop her off, which was actually really pleasant. But what really threw me off was trying to drive from 67th Avenue and Beardsley, or 67th Avenue, Beardsley, 67th Avenue, Loop 101, during rush hour traffic. Because mind you, by the time I got to her place, it was about 7 a.m. Trying to get from there back to my place, which is, you know, in Arcadia. And oh yeah, I'm dealing with full-on rush hour traffic. Full-on rush hour traffic. Apparently some kind of a fatal accident at, I decided to do 67th Avenue to Grand, which for the most part worked really well. I mean, I could tell the Loop 101 was just, you know, it was, either way I went, I was dealing with red in a congested freeway. Now, we call it the bus just sitting there not moving. This must be a time stop, must be ahead of its schedule. Glad he gave up and left. He was awfully tough, but apparently didn't want to assault me on camera. Imagine that. I asked you to stop. I asked you to leave, fool. It's funny how many people think they have a right to privacy in a public place. The law is pretty well settled. There is no expectation of privacy in a public space. Any place that eyes can see in a public place, cameras can record. Full stop in the discussion. Don't need your permission. Don't need it. You don't like it? Tough shit. I don't like having to look at you on my sidewalks. And I don't like this guy blocking the sidewalk. But I bet if I ask him to not block the sidewalk, he's not going to give a shit. I got the choice of pounding on his window or just walking around, you know. Anyway, yeah, I was doing good on 67th Avenue southbound. That was actually a trip down memory lane. It's been a long time since I've driven that, and just so many memories of what that looked like in the 70s and 80s and 90s, and some stuff still kind of there, some stuff there but kind of changed, and then some stuff just completely unrecognizable from what it used to be. And yeah, was was that was a fun drive, and going down Grand was super efficient. Got right through Glendale with the quickness. I love how there's a gradient level interchange now in downtown Glendale, where you just go right underneath 59th Avenue in Glendale when you're on Grand. That used to be a traffic light that just took forever. In fact, now if you want to get to downtown Glendale, there's an intersection at Myrtle. Still a 6-way light at Myrtle, but there's not much traffic there. That intersection flows pretty nicely. But it used to be 6-way intersections at Glen and 6-way intersections at Glendale, and it used to be getting from Myrtle to 55th Avenue took a long time, even if there wasn't traffic. Just a long time getting past all those 6-way lights. But yeah, that's not an issue anymore. You know, after that scene, I just seen it just happen here inside the Circle K. I think I'm gonna get my sip and save down the road. Oh, always so much fun at the 44th Street and 44th Street and 44th Street in Washington, Circle K. I'm not calling the police. Of course you're not. Probably got fucking warrants, fool. Oh. All right. So let's see, where was I? So yeah, brought. Oh, I am very much getting thirsty though. Oh yeah, so drive back. Yeah, the first light that took me a while to get past was 51st Avenue in Bethany, and I stayed on Grand through that, and then at that point, like I was looking, I was stopped enough I was able to look at the traffic aggregate on Google, and it was, I'm gonna go this way. I don't want that angry dark man knowing exactly what I drive. And there we have upper middle class people walking their dogs that probably live here in these luxury apartments. I said the juxtaposition between wealth and poverty here is just unbelievable. And here I am actually financially way closer to those homeless people than I am the people that live in these apartments on the left, but can't relate to being like that. Like seriously, why are you sitting there waiting? And why you got giant fake eyelashes in a box? Like, did you really shoplift that? Think you can sell that to some chick? That's my gut feeling what happened with that guy. The guy with the cool Cheech and Chong shirt. And I legit like the Cheech and Chong shirt, by the way. The guy didn't even thank me for the compliment. Shit, if I had more cash flow than I normally have, I'd have offered to buy it from him. That was a cool ass shirt. So Circle K on the right here at 44th and Washington. It's been closed for quite a while. Speaking of 44th and Van Buren, Circle K, was trying to get that address to tag one of my vlogs with that as its location. So I was looking at Google Maps to get the full address, because if I just type Circle K, that doesn't narrow it down much at all in Phoenix. In fact, it doesn't narrow it down in the slightest in Phoenix. So to get it tagged as Circle K, a specific Circle K, you need to type Circle K and then the address. Usually if you type the beginning of the address, it'll autocomplete, you'll see it. But anyway, so I'm doing that. All right, got the new Mesquite Fresh Street Mix building going up. Doesn't look like anybody's working on it today though. Yeah, those burritos are delicious, but I'm way out of my budget right now. I looked at my credit card balances and bank account balances earlier this morning, and that was frightening. Pretty much all the headway that I made on it with my bonus and with the money I've been throwing up on it up until about 2 months ago. Yeah, I'm already back kind of where I started, unfortunately. This last couple months has been rough, and hey, at least I still got a car that I'm driving and a roof over my head and a job, and I'm not hungry, so I'm not a homeless person sitting in front of Circle K yelling at somebody for exercising their right to record in a public space. Well, it's
attempting to loiter in a place that's actually against Phoenix City ordinance to loiter. Anyway, oh man, I was just talking about something relevant. I forget what the fuck it was. My drive back along Grand Avenue. Yeah, I checked the Google traffic, and it was bad, really bad. No matter which direction I went, there was some kind of a fatality accident. I want to say 43rd Avenue and Indian Schools. That whole area was shut down, and you know, since I'm at like 51st Bethany and Grand, I'm like, there's no freeway escape anywhere near, and all the freeways are like grid. You know, at this point it's like 8 a.m. So all the freeways are like gridlocked anyway. I ended up hanging a left. I took a very interesting route, and that's why I kind of wish I'd have shot video of it, because I ended up hanging a left at. You know, if I think about it, it'll come to me. I'm really good at remembering routes. I hung a left at Missouri, which was a nice. Oh wow, the Yummy Chummies building is getting demolished. Wow, they're knocking the whole building down. I don't think my video caught much of it, but it's. Not only is the business closed, but the whole back end of the building is now a pile of rubble. I'm curious what's going to go in there. It makes me sad how just temporary buildings are in Phoenix. Nothing has any permanence here at all, except for me. 50 plus years. I'm not from around here. Yes, obviously. Telling me I need to move. No, you need to move, bro. I'm the one that's from here. Alright, there's a VIP taxi. Going by the VIP taxi cage. Somehow I don't think they will ever allow me to drive for them again, even though my record does clean, not after destroying one of those Priuses. Which makes me sad. I was doing so well driving for them in the 4 days I was there. I was so happy to be driving again and just making money hand over fist for 4 days. This is definitely my high point of 2021. That and the Suns almost winning the NBA championship. Almost. So close. Anyway, yeah, so that's a nice, easy, free flow left onto Missouri, which took me to 35th Avenue. It's been so long since I've gone through that way. I kind of forgot, like, in detail what I get there. But yeah, Missouri doesn't go directly past 35th. So I had to turn right on 35th. Quite a lot of traffic on 35th. It was a while until I could get a gap to turn right. And I think I ended up making the second left. I don't really remember what street it is. I want to say Medlock. As I could see, heading to the intersection of 35th and Grand was going to be a complete clusterfuck. I was just about stuck, like heading into that very long light and all the traffic there. But I turned left on Medlock, and then I ended up I kept going straight, thinking that would get me maybe through to 27th Avenue-ish, or at least get me to 31st Avenue. But actually, it kind of did one of those things where it, like, was so common in John F. Long neighborhoods, and I'm pretty sure that's a John F. Long neighborhood. Yeah, where it just curved to the left and became a numbered avenue, and then went like a block, and then went to the left again and became another named street. And it's like, yeah, I'm going in the opposite direction of what I'm trying to travel. Well, this sucks. And then when I got to the end of that, I was at 33rd Avenue, and I recognized immediately exactly where I was. So I turned right on 33rd, and that brought me to Georgia. And I did a video on that stretch of Georgia. That stretch of Georgia does not match the rest of that neighborhood whatsoever, and it does not connect much to the rest of that neighborhood whatsoever, because that stretch of Georgia, which goes all the way from a dead end further west of 33rd Avenue all the way to 37th Avenue. So a full half mile it goes, and it occupies the space. That's a big sneeze. It occupies the big space that was built, the easement that was built, acquired by ADOT, built specifically for what was going to be Arizona Highway 50, the Paradise Parkway Freeway, which I did a couple videos about that. They never got built. I will try to link those, and if I can find a better video about it, link that as well to this video in the description. So please always check my video descriptions. Sometimes I flesh them out quite a bit. Sometimes there isn't shit there, but I try. I really do. So yeah, you can remember to check the channel, the description, video description. I always try to put a little more information there. So, but yeah, I'll try to get a link to when I drove down that. But yeah, that was kind of trippy. And well, granted, I was only driving 25 miles per hour. It was probably more functional than being on any other Valley Freeway at that time. And I kind of felt like yeah, there should be a freeway here. And thinking to myself, how much less congestion there would be if there was a freeway there. And all the urban, you know, I'm all about urbanism, but I differ from a lot of people that are into urbanism and walkability in that I love urban freeways. And I strongly believe that the solution isn't more lanes. The solution is more routes. If the Paradise Parkway existed, there would be less traffic on Grand. There would be less traffic on I-17, less traffic on the 101, less traffic on the 10. If there was one more freeway to get that traffic through that area. That's what's missing. And anyway, but it's not. But I drove through, you know, the piece of street that filled the easement that was set aside for a future freeway, and that actually got me through that area way quicker than any major arterial. I believe way quicker than any major arterial street would have. Got me right to 33rd Avenue, hung right on 33rd Avenue. Took that to, oh, you know what? I'm getting my numbers confused. My bad. I took Missouri to 43rd Avenue. Turn left onto Medlock from 43rd Avenue. It would have been 41st Avenue that I took north to get on Georgia. My bad. Sometimes I get that area confused because I just never really go to the west side for anything other than going to work and going to my other work. See, I took it to 30. Yeah, I took it from 41st to 37th Avenue. That's the stretch of Georgia that was built on the easement that was built around and set aside for the Paradise Parkway Freeway. It's all going together better in my head now. Sorry, that's what happens. I don't script this. This is just all out of my dysfunctional brain. Wow, I just realized, without even planning to come here, I'm right down by Ghettotronics, which is exactly where I need to be going. I need to get some DVI cables. Still not able to really use my computer at home, even though it's hooked up. So, almost forgot I was headed here. My focus was actually headed to Circle K to get a sip and save drink, and over to the clerk of court to get the Phoenix's answer to the, or at least read Phoenix's answer to the lawsuit regarding neglecting the homeless encampments in the zone. So I better wrap up what I'm saying really quick because I'm here. And now y'all have seen the route, how to get to Ghettotronics. It's a story I talk about a lot, but I don't think I've ever shown the route, how to get there. Get here. It's kind of tricky. You got to go down Jackson till you get under, almost but not quite, underneath 7th Street. And then, bada bing, here we are. And I don't know if I can park in that shaded area. I don't think I can. That's a dock. Yeah, it looks like, that looks like legit parking between the dock and the other dock, though. I don't think I'm going to be in anybody's way parking there. So if Johnny or anybody else asks me to move, I will. But I quite value my shaded parking. Anyway, so... Oh, sorry, I'm not making a lot of sense on the route, but I'll link that video when I was talking about the plans for the Route 50 freeway, and I drove that stretch because it's a very, very interesting stretch of road if you're interested in the history of Phoenix freeways and kind of what happens with property that's set aside for freeways that doesn't end up becoming freeways. And there's the sign. The store is definitely open.
I'm gonna do a little walking around here before I go in though, just because I haven't been in this area in a while. There's Chase Field, home of the Diamondbacks. So many locals still like to call it the Bob, which is short for the Bank One Ballpark. Not sure what's going on here. What kind of construction or destruction? So this is actually still technically 7th Street. Like that street sign over there will say Jackson and 7th Street. There you can see the sign. It says West Tech Recyclers. Pretty sure that address is 220. Yeah, it'd be 700 something if it was a Jackson address. So that's got to be 220 South 7th Street. So yeah, the main route of 7th Street is above us on that giant overpass, but this little access right here, also 7th Street. And this sidewalk that I'm on, also part of 7th Street. Found me some tape. I'm gonna keep that. Oh, yeah. Parking garage there and stairs going up to it, which look accessible right now. That all looks accessible. Obviously, this is a spot that Phoenix does not tolerate homeless encampments. As you've seen, the city of Phoenix is very selective in their enforcement on where they do and don't let homeless people loiter. Is that a free table waiting for me to claim it? Part of me thinks it is. I'm on the fence on that. I could really use a portable, foldable table like that. Sometimes that's been a problem when I've done karaoke gigs, not having a table, and house parties not having a table to set up on, and people have been like, wait, you don't have a table? And then I'm a little embarrassed that I guess that's something I should be providing. There's a good one right there, and it looks like it's free, which that's pretty much my budget for that sort of thing. So this, I think, also technically 7th Street access road. I'm on the front of the ballpark right here. That's good stuff. I don't walk around this area and film nearly enough. This makes me sad. Giant, it's how much of the city of downtown Phoenix is just giant parking garages. It's yeah, not a lot of people live in downtown Phoenix, and most people that come to events in downtown Phoenix are not the people that live in downtown Phoenix. And a painful portion amount of people that live in downtown Phoenix are homeless. So yeah, it's kind of sad to see that so much of what could be, residential or shopping or pretty much anything but parking is just giant ass parking structures. Love that billboard. That's pretty neat. There's one really similar to that over across the street from Fry's in front of the I want to say Talking Stick Arena. No, it's now called Footprint Center. Used to be America West Arena. I hate this corporate constant renaming of event venues. Hurts my brain. Yeah, it's part of the Legends Entertainment District. That's a nice sculpture. That's a really nice sculpture. 2002 Western Division champions. And yeah, we've kind of sucked since then. That's a nice sculpture. Nice that it hasn't been defaced or vandalized as so much stuff in the city is. It's 6 seconds to make it across that walk. I'm not going to make it. You know what? I'm gonna make it to the middle though. Man, too bad I don't have a cardboard sign saying I need money. I need money. Give me money. Hey, you got $1? I only have an iPhone 7 Plus. I need like an iPhone 13. I'm poor. My cost of living raise is nowhere near what the raise is in the cost of living. Burnout is so bad, I'm having nightmares about dying, but they're not actually nightmares, they're dreams. That was a weird text message conversation I had with Priscilla this morning. I asked if I was upset or frightened or something, or she assumed I was upset or frightened. I was like, no, I was just peacefully bleeding out. She didn't respond to that. I was gonna walk up there, but yeah, not feeling it now. The route, what bus is that? Well, that's the route 0A. I was unaware the route 0A went this way. Learn something new every day. Not that that's a route that I ever take. 0A has replaced the chunk of south. I think there's going to be a fence stopping me from going through this direction, which is not cool. That's not very pedestrian friendly. There should be a sidewalk that gets me straight through the West Hickory Cyclers here. Oh, my indigestion is kicking. I need to eat. I need to drink. I guess I'll walk through the garage. Looks like that's doable. Permit parking only. Anyway, I was trying to explain my routing. I ended up turning right on 33rd Avenue. Wait, no, 37th Avenue from the piece of Georgia Street that is on the original easement of what was going to be the Arizona 50 Paradise Parkway Freeway. That took me to Camelback. Had no problem hanging a left on Camelback, and I tried to take that to 27th, but I hit bad congestion. Bad congestion just as I, oh, this is funny. They got a fence that you can't, they got a thing here where you need a security card to go in. Good thing I'm going out. I love knowing details like that. Table or don't table? I kind of want a table. I kind of do. That straight up looks like an abandoned table. I'll just be cleaning up the litter under here. Looks like a table I can drive right up to as well. So we got a proper crosswalk here with little wheelchair ramps. Go around the back side of the ballpark. Chase Field, clear bag policy. Authorized personnel only in a phone. Oh, and there's a camera. I'm definitely being watched. Oh, I'm so being watched. Hey, I don't want to be recorded. You turn your cameras off. I don't want to be recorded. I have a right to privacy. Yeah, sure they'll get right on that. Oh God, what was I? So anyway, I learned another really good shortcut, and I'm glad I was watching Google Maps. Wasn't really looking for a shortcut as well as I was trying to be aware of like where the traffic snarls were. But heading, and I'm really surprised I've never used this before, because this is like one that as a cab driver, it was so convenient. I'm shocked. It seems like one I would use. 7th Street entrance. This is kind of neat. A bunch of temporary fences stored here, and they are locked up. Nobody's taking those. Got that area fenced off, and pallets of something over there stacked high. Stacked way higher than I've ever lifted up a pallet on a forklift. Street sweeper. That kind of looks like a fun job. Don't know what that lot is there, but definitely one I'm not supposed to enter. I'm gonna keep walking this way. Ooh, I just got a whiff of something nasty. I think it's coming out of sewer grate. Gross. So anyway, yeah, congestion all the way approaching 27th Avenue, all the way past 29th Avenue. But I was able to turn right from Camelback onto 29th Avenue, and that road goes, that street, neighborhood residential street, goes south, and then does a perfect curve around the intersection and changes the street name and ends up I always wonder how it's legal to do this, but obviously the truck needs to get it docked somehow. You know, and having to do maneuvers like this is why I don't think I could ever handle being a trucker. I would love being on the road, long haul, for days at a time. I can hang with that. Trying to maneuver into a dock like that from a street like this, just thinking about it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, so it just does a perfect curve and comes right out on 27th Avenue. And I turn right, and wouldn't you know it, the very next left is by that Rehoboth, or however the hell you pronounce it, the place with the word hobo in its name. That's going to be luxury apartments with probably a couple quote-unquote affordable housing units on 27th Avenue. Turned left right on that street, where I had that other run-in with a guy wanting to know why I was recording. Because I can, dude. Because I like to record. It's what I do. Went south on, or no, I turned left, and as I did the video, you know, in that area, that street just takes you directly to the southbound access road, and just turned right on that, and didn't actually get on the 17. The 17 was congested, but the southbound access road was great. Took that all the way down to McDowell, and ended up taking McDowell. Took McDowell to, where the hell did I take McDowell to? Took McDowell to 16th Street to Roosevelt. Probably should have stopped there in front of the public health building. They've got insanely fast public Wi-Fi right there. But no, went down Roosevelt to, actually, you know, I didn't go down Roosevelt. I take that back. I hung a left and went down Portland Street all the way to 20th Street. And I don't think I've ever used that as a thoroughfare either, at least not in a very long time. And apparently people do like using that one as a shortcut, and probably like speeding on it, because there was a cop sitting right at the corner, just sitting, and I could tell he was clocking people coming down. Probably clocked me as well. I was doing about 28 miles per hour, so sorry to disappoint, officer. I'm driving legally, thank you very much. It's my right to use back roads, as long as I'm not speeding. Yeah, took that to Portland, which is the next street north of Roosevelt, and it goes behind the big groceries, the big Mexican themed grocery store there, Ranch Market. Used to be a Smitty's. Goes behind that, right on 20th Street, left onto Roosevelt, and took that to 24th Street, and then got on the 202, and from there took, you know, the regular route. Because by the time I get that part of the 202 heading east, there isn't much traffic on it, and morning rush. It's all inbound traffic in the morning on that freeway. So yeah, nice easy ride home from there. But oh my God, long drive, from long time driving, trying to avoid traffic and going on slow roads, and just a long drive all in all. I just heard some packages crashing down. It almost sounded like a drum fill. But yeah, going from Ronnie's place to my place. So yeah, I probably won't be taking her home too many more times, not unless she starts inviting me in. If I'm sleeping at her place, it's a whole different vibe, but I get the feeling with adult children, her having adult children, that's not going to be happening. But I keep walking and putting that warehouse in the frame. I should really wrap up this video. I can't believe I've been shooting video for 54 minutes and have accomplished nothing other than freaking out a couple of homeless people. Apparently homeless people. Hey, but I got to assert my right to record, and that was fun. And probably startled some people inside the Circle K, and that was fun too. Anyway, that warehouse I keep putting in the frame there. I lived there for a short period of time. I don't know if I've ever talked about that in my vlog. I feel like I might have. But yeah, I lived there for a while. That's a story for another time. I need to wrap this up. But that's where my daughter Allison spoke her first words, and I'll never forget it. Or at least her first sentence. I mean, she had a couple little words, you know. I mean, she said "dad" a lot. Dad, 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 dad. And when she wanted water, she'd point at a drinking fountain and say "wah." She had that, you know. But as far as actually putting out a sentence, that was where the first sentence happened. And she put her hands on her hips and said, "I don't like you, Michael." Oh my God, I'll remember that till the day I die. That was absolutely hysterical. And as me and my girlfriend Connie and Michael are all like, "Holy shit, the kid speaks." And as I said, yeah, 7th Street in Jackson, I was pretty sure it was. Let's have a neat view of the ballpark above the bridge. You know, and it does seem weird how much this bridge is up, and at this point just provides shading for parking underneath it. The reason that this bridge is as long as it is this whole, not this whole area where I am, but yeah, pretty much this whole area. There used to be train tracks on Jackson Street. Pretty much the entire south section, south side of downtown Phoenix, used to be an industrial warehouse district that had docks for loading and unloading from train cars with a whole bunch of spur routes. I very distinctly remember there being train tracks on Jackson Street and Jackson Street going through before the ballpark was built. And if memory serves, there was also, now this isn't marked as a street here, but this is where Madison Street was, right here. Used to be Madison Street, went through right here and underneath the bridge, the 7th Street Bridge. And I do believe there used to be train tracks on Madison Street as well. But obviously this is a newer warehouse. This was built at a later time. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for coming with me on the walk and listening to me ramble on. To table or not to table? That is the question.